meteorologist John Lynn. Weather coverage you can count on.
It's a soggy start to the weekend, but it won't last much longer. I'll have all the details for you coming up for your weekend forecast.
Now on Good Morning Augusta, and Augusta Brewery closing its doors, while the owner of Riverwatch is brewing her last beer. Plus, the rain didn't stop the CSRA Hard Walk. We'll take you to the annual event. And later, putting in the work on the lake, how collegiate rowing teams are preparing for competition. Your number one source for local weekend morning news starts right now.
Live from Television Park, this is Good Morning Augusta on WJBF News Channel 6.
Sunshine. Thanks for joining us. It's great to be with you. I'm Sean Cabbage-Stock. Meteorologist Sherry Sheely joins us now for a quick check of the forecast. Good morning, my friend.
Good morning. So it's a soggy start to the morning, but the good news is it's not going to be an all-day affair. So let's check it out on our Live Viper 6 radar. You can see we've already starting to see a little bit of clearing for most of us, just a little swath coming through, mainly our southern lying counties, and a little isolated speckles here and there. But overall, looking pretty dry right now, falling from the sky. But the roads, on the other hand, looking pretty wet on our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam at Washington Road. Surprisingly, no cars going down the road. Oh, there's one going down the road, but the roads are certainly wet. And also, we have some patchy fog in some low-lying areas, so keep that in mind as you head out this morning. Temperature-wise, though, nice and mild, almost warm and muggy at 61 degrees in Augusta, 63 in Barnwell and Bamberg. And good morning to our friends in Aiken. It is 61 degrees for you there. Winds right now are a little on the light side coming from the south, bringing in that warm moisture. But as that pressure gradient tightens up throughout the afternoon, we will see winds start to pick up. So looking at our hourly wind gusts, so this afternoon looking at wind gusts up to 23 miles per hour. So our friends in Aiken that are horsing around want to hold on to your hat because it could be pretty gusty later on. So your forecast at a glance this morning, going to have those chance of showers and thunderstorms rolling in, but temperatures in those upper 50s to 60s. But then this afternoon we'll see things clearing out and looking at partly cloudy skies and temperatures in the upper 60s. So a wet start, but we do have much better conditions on the way. I'll have all the details for you coming up in your full forecast. Sean?
All right, my friend. Sounds good. Thank you. Happening today, a dynamic civic engagement event focusing on the significance of voting in 2024. Attention all entrepreneurs, the Mind Your Business brunch is happening today. It's from 10 until 1 over at USD Salkehatchie, the atrium over there. The event aims to empower women in business by providing them with resources and insights to start and sustain their ventures. Panelists with diverse expertise will share their experiences and offer one-on-one interactions with attendees.
Have to run a legitimate business. We have the tendency to want to do hair at home, nails at home, and those things are now things of the past. People cannot see your expertise unless you get out of your house, unless you get out of your comfort zone, because many of them have become comfortable doing it like that. And in that comfort zone, they will never see the greatness that they could do and how far they could go.
And again, it's from 10 until 1 over at USC Salkehatchie Atrium, and the event is free. Tonight, the 5th annual Gospel Concert Fest is taking place. It's from 3 until 8 over at the former Murphy Middle School on Milledgeville Road. It will feature 10 community gospel choirs and praise teams and groups, 25 vendors, and a $500 prize for the top gospel group.
So we've been touring for many years, and I wanted to do something to give back to the primary church community that comes to our gospel plays. So I was thinking like, well, can I get every church $500? I can't really do that.
But you're rich, you got it.
I'll be drinking, eating random noodles for the rest of my life. Yeah, but I decided, I was like, well, why don't we do the highest praise choir?
And ticket information is on WJBF.com. Well, tax season is here. How you can get a faster tax return when we return.
WJBF.
Tax day will soon be here, and even though many taxpayers are in limbo, there's a bright spot when it comes to the size of those refunds and a solution to getting them faster. Diane Lee shows us how.
Thank you, Ms. Norwood. For the last few years, Keisha Smith has prepared other people's taxes and submitted her own through a program called VITA, Volunteer Income Tax Assistance, which aims to save people money.
It's a free service. Like, that's a win-win situation.
This year, she and countless other taxpayers who fall under a certain income threshold are seeing an uptick in their returns. The latest figures from the IRS show a 5% gain over last year. It's all because the IRS adjusted many tax provisions for inflation. But IRS enrolled agent Dan Thomas says it's not been smooth sailing for everyone. Thomas says a number of returns are getting rejected because taxpayers either forget or don't even know they've been enrolled in a health care program under the Affordable Care Act.
It's huge. There are companies that are popping up saying we can help you get your 1095A, which is the form that you need. Well, you really don't have to employ somebody to do that. You can call the Obamacare, the healthcare marketplace, on your own.
Other top reasons for the slowdown include inconsistent child tax credit reporting, mistakes on a return, and identity theft victims who don't include an identity protection PIN. No matter how long that return takes, one definite way to save is through the VITA program. And while the free in-person preparation is only for individuals and households earning less than $60,000, its free online program called myfreetaxes.com is for anyone earning less than $79,000.
I know that I will volunteer with VITA in the years to come just to help someone else, you know.
And that was Diane Lee reporting for us. If you don't qualify for free help and you opt to use a paid tax preparer, be sure to check reviews, be clear on fees, and verify their name in the IRS directory of federal tax return preparers. Sherry has a check of the full forecast coming up in less than 3 minutes.
Weather headlines on News Channel 6, brought to you by Jamie Casino Injury Attorneys. Say thousands of... Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live Viper 6.
Welcome back. Let's start by looking at our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam over at SRP Park. You can see we've got lots of clouds there, but it looks like we're starting to see a little bit of brightness trying to peek through in the sky as the sun's getting ready to come up this morning. But again, on the soggy side, especially all the rain overnight. So even if it's not raining right now, still have lots of rain on the roadways, so keep that in mind as you head out. 61 degrees though right now in Augusta, so on the mild side and pretty muggy out there. Winds nice and light, coming from the southwest at 3 miles per hour, and no issues with visibility here in Augusta, but could have some patchy fog in some low-lying areas. So let's look at that live Viper 6 radar. We can kind of see across the two-state region. We've got a swath of rain coming up from our south, so our southern line county seeing a few sprinkles here right now, but the rest of us looks like we're nice and dry right now, but the show is not quite over with just yet. So how much have we picked up over the last 24 hours? Well, it looks like anywhere from about a half an inch to an inch for most of us. So over 3/4 of an inch here in Augusta, about half an inch in Millen. But Wrightsville takes the cake at over an inch of rain in the last 24 hours. So a good little light soaking rain there for us is great news for our allergy sufferers as the pollen counts are way down today. We have not seen low levels in quite some time. So thankful for that rain to give us some relief there. But then we are back at it for Sunday, back to high levels for Sunday and Monday, with a little break there on Tuesday back down to the 8th. So enjoy it today. Another good forecast report for us is for the farmers forecast. Still looking great there, no issues with drought, and the rain has certainly been great for them. Sunrise coming in at 7:44 this morning, and we have about a 40% chance of rain for the rest of the day today. So let's take a look at that water vapor loop. So the green you see there is moist air, and the orange is dry, and as you can see, we are kind of in between the two as we advance forward. So that's why we've got a little bit of sprinkles lingering in there, and also that cloud cover. But back behind this front, we will see things drying out and also cooling down a bit. So timing out the trouble for today, I know that's what's on everyone's mind. There's lots of activities going on today, so it could be wet for the next couple of hours. I think our best chance of seeing a more widespread event is going to be over the next couple of hours, but by lunchtime, it's going to be more of an isolated to scattered event, and then I'm thinking by 4 or 5 o'clock, we will see things dry out, and we will see maybe even some sunshine later on this afternoon. So let's see it play out there on our futurecast. There's that cold front that's coming through. Lots of cloud cover this morning for the next couple of hours. But as you notice, just some little specks of sprinkles there over the next couple of hours. And then once we get into the afternoon, we'll start to see some clearing even from the clouds. So there we go. We might get to see that sunset this afternoon. And then Sunday, there's not a whole lot to see as we advance forward. We will have plenty of opportunity to enjoy lots of sunshine on Sunday before just some wispy clouds build in there Sunday night into Monday. So for your weekend as a whole, for Saturday, again, just some scattered showers, mainly in the morning hours. I think after lunch, we'll see those taper off and we'll make it into the upper 60s. Then for your Sunday, we've got the all clear with plenty of sunshine and keeping temperatures in the 60s as well. Just might be a little breezy as we go into the afternoon hours today and into your Sunday. But overall, looking good temperature-wise for our highs. But then lows, we might see 30s coming up tonight and into your Monday. But overall, looking great and seasonable before our next weather event happens middle of next week.
And I can't wait, Sherry. Thank you. Well, coming up, Facebook.
Hey, this is Mike. Easy.
Hey, y'all. Welcome back. Time to take a look at what's trending. This is a sad one. Britain's Princess Catherine is making a shocking revelation about her health, announcing she has cancer and is undergoing preventative chemotherapy. She said in a video it was discovered during a different surgery back in January. She says she's had to keep her diagnosis private while she explained it to her children, and she will return to public duties once her medical team has cleared her.
Our thoughts and prayers are with her.
Absolutely. And, you know, Sherry, this is something that everyone goes through. Not everyone, but a large number of people. But I guess it's because she's royalty. We really want to know what was going on.
Yeah. But hopefully they can respect her privacy as she heals.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, having hundreds of unread emails may cost you in the long run. A new survey found those with disorganized inboxes experience issues with missing bills, keeping up with important documents or news stories, and feelings to cancel unwanted subscriptions. And they also overlooked tax deductions because it was too much trouble to find those receipts. The survey's findings suggest that oversights caused by unread emails are costing people hundreds of dollars each year.
I can't. I am not one of those people that can have the red notification on my email. Like, I have to look at every single one and check it off. I can't stand it.
Well, I got something for you, Sherry. Let me pull up my work email.
No.
Oh, it's not bad. I have 7,694 unread messages in my inbox.
No.
So if you send me an email, I'm sorry.
Can't do it. Email me. I will read it. I may not respond, but I'll read it.
Well, this is a good one right here. Facebook's poke feature is making a comeback thanks to a surge in popularity with Gen Z. Facebook initially removed this feature without specific. Let's go back. So they made the feature without specific purpose. There we go. But it became a way for people to get someone's attention or do some lighthearted flirting online. The button disappeared sometime after 2014 when it declined in popularity. And then I noticed it in my Facebook a few days ago. So now it's coming back. You should be able to easily find it, and the button will appear on a friend's page.
I'd forgotten all about that.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Me, a lot of friends with that poke feature, Sherry. Well, 2 movies for the family is hitting the big screen this weekend. Here's Dean Richards.
If there's something strange, if there's something weird, who are people gonna call? We're the Ghostbusters. Can I tell you something else? What? Buster makes me feel good. Makes me feel good.
It has been a really long time since I can say that I enjoyed a Ghostbusters movie. That streak of many a thumbs down ends today. The latest in the franchise is Ghostbusters Frozen Empire that comes pretty close to the fun of the 1984 original, with lots of cool ghostly effects, lots of laughs, and plenty of throwbacks, including appearances by Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Ernie Hudson, and Annie Potts, and a few more familiar faces in supporting roles. Plus, lots of references and characters that wisely connect to the favorite film of the many Ghostbusters movies that have come out over the past 40 years. The base storyline here comes out of the last installment, Ghostbusters Afterlife. They took the best parts of it, Paul Rudd, Carrie Coon, the kid actors McKenny Grace and Finn Wolfhard, and built upon them. This time, the family has moved into the old New York hook and ladder firehouse from the original movie, where the ectomobile, the ghost-busting proton packs, and the containment unit are stored. New cast members Kumail Nanjiani and Patton Oswalt, and an ancient artifact that holds a powerful spirit, provide the right amount of new blood and paranormal excitement and fun that most of the other sequels completely missed. Old favorites and new twists. A not perfect, but pretty darn enjoyable experience that has revived the Ghostbusters franchise just when I thought it was all over. For a pretty fun time at the movies this weekend, who you gonna call? How about this Dean's List B+?
Your life is so much cooler than mine. There's a million things you think you can't do.
Now, even though it's been out there for 3 years, Disney Pixar's charming Luca is finally coming to big screens for the first time this weekend. It was first released smack in the middle of the pandemic, when no one was going to theaters, on the streaming platform Disney+. This is the first time you'll be able to see the movie as the filmmakers intended. Back in 2021, I gave it a Dean's List A.
Anything look interesting to you, Sharon?
Well, I've already seen Luca, but it might be a good opportunity to take the little one to see it in the movie screen.
Oh, okay. Ghostbusters?
I haven't seen any of the reboots. I saw the original back in the day, but might check it out too.
Okay, yeah, okay. We'll add that to the list. Well, coming up on Good Morning Augusta, the Senate has passed the government funding bill. We'll share those details with...
Good Saturday morning to you. Coming up here on GMA, Moscow making international headlines after gunmen attacked a crowded concert hall yesterday. At least 60 dead, more than 140 others injured. What we're learning about ISIS claiming responsibility overnight. Also, the royal revelation. Catherine, Princess of Wales, in a deeply personal message to the world, revealing she's receiving preventative chemotherapy treatment. What she's sharing about her cancer diagnosis and her family. Plus, our medical team weighs in with what it all means. And finally, round one continues for the women of March Madness as the men enter round two. The upsets, the unbelievable bracket busters, and all the brackets busted. None of the 22 million submitted to ESPN remain intact. That is unbelievable. It's all coming up right here on GMA. Don't wait. Drastic discounts right now.
It's the 2023 final sell down at Winsboro Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. 2023 Dodge Hornet GT Plus from $34,600. Good to go. Winsboro.com.
Domestic violence affects millions every year, but recognizing the signs can save lives. Isolation, manipulation, and controlling behavior are all red flags. Physical aggression is never acceptable. It's not just about the bruises, it's about the fear it instills. Psychological abuse can be just as harmful and leave scars that may never heal, affecting self-esteem and relationships long after the abuse ends. Break the silence and reach out for help. There's a community waiting to support you. Visit safehomestv.org for support and resources. Together, we can end domestic violence.
The 2023 sell-down event at Winsboro Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Save over $5,000 on the 2023 Jeep Compass Latitude Lux.
Beat the deadline now through the end of the month.
Take the short drive on Highway 25. Good to go Winsboro.com. You can't always choose the weather, but you can choose your weather app. Go with the most accurate and most trusted, the Line 536 mobile app. Download it today. Live from Television Park, this is Good Morning Augusta on WJBF News Channel 6.
And thank you for staying with us. I'm Sean Cabbage-Stock. Just hours ago, the Senate passed a $1.2 trillion funding package. It's now up to the president to sign it. Here's Johnny Fernandez.
A partial government shutdown has been avoided after the Senate passed a last-minute funding bill just past midnight.
But we have just reached an agreement to complete the job of funding the government. It is good for the country that we have reached this bipartisan deal. It wasn't easy, but tonight our persistence has been worth it.
This came after the House passed the $1.2 trillion government funding package early Friday with bipartisan support. But the GOP lawmakers who voted against the package say it only serves one party, the Democrats. Georgia Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene immediately after filed a motion to vacate House Speaker Mike Johnson, threatening to oust a fellow Republican just months after ascending to this role.
This is basically a warning, and it's time for us to go through the process, take our time, and find a new Speaker of the House.
The same tactic removed former Speaker Kevin McCarthy last October. The bill provides funding for defense, homeland security, labor, education, health, and human services. The bill now heads to President Biden's desk. Johnny Fernandez, ABC News, New York.
And overseas now, where Russian officials are investigating us again for another quick check of the forecast. Hey, Fran.
Hello, hello, and hello to our friends in Aiken. It is a lot going on in Aiken today, and I wish the weather was just a little bit better, but the good news is it's not going to be terrible, just a little sprinkles here and there. And right now it looks like we've still got a good bit of cloud cover there in Aiken on our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam, but it looks like the sky's lightening up a little bit, so might get to see a little sunshine there. So let's zoom in on the steeplechase. Gates open just a little bit at 8 o'clock, so we might be dodging a few little sprinkles there this morning and throughout the early morning hours, but the good news is by lunchtime I think most of that will be behind us and temperatures will be nice and warm in those upper 60s. But definitely check out those winds, as we're looking at wind gusts up to 25 miles per hour later on this afternoon. So all those fancy hats, you might have to hold them down because it's going to be pretty breezy as we go through the afternoon. So temperature wise for the rest of us, nice and mild this morning. 61 degrees in Augusta, 59 in Aiken, 63 in Bamberg. So yeah, pretty mild to start off this Saturday. So looking at those showers on our Live Viper 6, most of us in the clear right now, but it looks like still some light rain falling in our southern lying counties, and that will kind of be the case throughout the next couple hours, very scattered in nature. Winds light right now, but over the next couple hours, again, they will pick up. So looking at those gusts in the 20s again later on this afternoon. So a wet start to the weekend, but conditions will improve this afternoon and looking much better for Sunday. I'll have all the details for your weekend forecast coming up. Sean?
All right, sounds good. Thank you. 45 collegiate rowing teams from the Northeast have visited Lake Hartwell over the last month to perfect their skills ahead of racing season. Ariana Meadows caught up with some of them.
The city of Clemson says collegiate rowing teams from the Northeast come to Lake Hartwell during their off-season to practice and improve their skills.
We run basically for 45 days, beginning or middle of February through the end of March. We will have this year around 44 teams.
Brian Lee says Lake Hartwell doesn't freeze, making it accessible year-round.
What's really good about some of the arms of Lake Hartwell is some of the coaches have said, getting away from the wind, being in a pocket, being in a small little river arm allows them to still continue during the days like today where it might be too windy.
Some rowing teams like Dartmouth University traveled 17 hours. The head coach says it was worth the drive.
For us, it's such a crucial camp for, they start out being really unfamiliar with rowing, having been off for a few months, and then by the end of camp, it kind of feels like they're finding their stride again and ready to begin the racing season.
Not only is this a positive experience for rowers, but we're told it is also an economic boost for the city.
Clemson is a tourism town. We're an A-tax town, accommodation taxes. So basically when we have events in the town of Clemson and people stay in our hotels, we use that money to have those events again and bring bigger events, more people to our town.
As Dartmouth University rowers end their 10-day stay in the area, the head coach says it's bittersweet.
We're super happy here. I know our athletes are sad to leave. They just told me they're bummed to go. It's really cool, especially having the college town, and just the energy of Clemson helps them when they're outside of practice. They feel like there's stuff to do, and I know they've really enjoyed it. So we're psyched to come back in the future.
In Clemson, Ariana Meadows.
A couple's love for each other from start to finish. How their love for long distance running is showing love and support.
The Live Viper 6 Skyview Network, sponsored by Terry Lambert Hyundai. The Live Viper 6 Skyview Network, sponsored by Terry Lambert Hyundai.
Hey guys, I'm Anna Christina, host of Local Living. Be sure to catch us every Saturday at 9:30 to find out what's happening in the CSRA.
Local Living, Saturday morning at 9:30 on News Channel 6. In Associates Today.
A Davison, North Carolina couple is there for each other from start to finish. Their tandem approach to long-distance running is heartwarming and is a show of love and support. Here's John Lee.
We rely on each other.
This is what happens when you take true love and run with it.
I think our marriage is even stronger because of the running.
At Fisher Farm in Davidson, visitors are encouraged to share the greenway. LaRon and Susan Morisseau see many smiling couples. The Morisseaus make great strides holding a rope that keeps Susan safe.
Left.
No, it's right.
Okay. He's wanting me to go right or left.
A Davison, North Carolina couple is there for each other from start to finish. Their tandem approach to long-distance running is heartwarming and is a show of love and support. Here's John Lee.
We rely on each other.
This is what happens when you take true love and run with it.
I think our marriage is even stronger because of the running.
At Fisher Farm in Davidson, visitors are encouraged to share the greenway. LaRon and Susan Morisseau see many smiling couples. The Morisseaus make great strides holding a rope that keeps Susan safe.
Left.
No, it's right.
Okay. He's wanting me to go right or left. It's almost like a horse.
5 years ago, they began training for long-distance races.
I mean, sometimes Susie, she starts running on her own ahead of me, so I have to kind of
stop. With her husband by her side, Susan runs toward the scary reality of blindness.
It came about the time that my vision started to significantly deteriorate, and it gave me a purpose.
Susan was diagnosed with retinitis pigmentosa when she was 5. Her vision declined over the years, and now she sees only light and shadows.
It's really scary. I guess if you imagine running with a blindfold that you can't take off.
Scary, but exhilarating in the right setting.
If it's not scary, it's easy.
In January, Team Morisseau took on Walt Disney World Marathon Weekend. Their 4 races included a 5K, 10K, and half marathon, culminating with a 26.2-mile trek at the happiest place on earth. As usual, connected at the hip and with a rope from start to finish.
Even though I rely on him every race we do, sometimes he tells me that he relies on me for the motivation to get out and run.
I have no idea how she can overcome and the amount of trust she has to have into me to be able to go run for this long.
Their trust has been building for 25 years since their wedding day in France.
I knew then that we would be married forever.
Back then, Susan could see Laurent's face, but blindness hasn't changed her view of the love of a lifetime. And years after tying the knot, the rope they run with is symbolic of their devotion.
The tie is there.
In Davidson, John Lee.
Folks, at Big Bucks, at Davis Appliance, we sell a heap and sell it cheap.
The WJBF Live Viper 6 Skyview Network is sponsored by Terry Lambert Hyundai. Low prices, big selection, and committed to quality customer service. Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live Viper 6.
Good morning and welcome back. Time now 7:46, and it looks like we've got a little bit of sunshine trying to peek through on our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview Kamek Doctors Hospital. Still plenty of cloud cover to speak of, but if you look very closely, I think that sun's wanting to come out. Also, if you notice, it looks a little foggy and hazy through here, as we may have some patchy fog in the vicinity, especially in those low-lying areas and around bodies of water, so keep that in mind. Temperature-wise, though, not going to need much jacket, maybe just a little light sweater, as it is mild out there. 61 degrees here in Augusta. Winds right now not too shabby, coming from the southwest at 3 miles per hour. But check out that humidity at 97%. So it's pretty muggy out there, as there's lots of moisture in the air, as we can see from our live Viper 6 radar. So pretty good swath of rain just to our south. Getting a little bit of rain picking up there in our southern lying counties, but the bulk of that's going to stay to our south. And it looks like right now we are drying out here in Augusta and beyond. So how much rain have we picked up over the last 24 hours? We're somewhere between half an inch and an inch for most of us. So a little over 3/4 3/4 of an inch here in Augusta, but Wrightsville takes the cake at over an inch of rain. So a good little soaker there for some of us, good light rain to enjoy. And the best part of it all is it helped us with our pollen count. So I am so glad to see some green there, which means the low levels at 2.5, but then we are back at it for Sunday and Monday at high levels and medium levels by Tuesday. So enjoy it today as that pollen got washed away with all the rain. So another group that's happy to see all the rain is our farmers, as our farmers forecast is looking great. No issues with drought there. And we do have a chance of picking up a little bit more rain throughout the next couple of hours. So our big picture here, let's look at this water vapor loop. So the orange that you see here is dry air and the green is moist air. So we're kind of in between two boundaries here. As we advance that forward, you can see we've got the cloud cover and we've got that drier air that's trying to build in there. So once this cold front goes through, you'll notice we will have cooler conditions and also drier conditions over the next couple of hours. So timing it out, we don't really want to worry about what's happened. Let's look forward. So the next couple of hours, I think our best chance of seeing some rain is going to be between 8 and 10 this morning. And then after lunch, we'll see those chances taper off. It'll be more scattered in nature and very, speckled out there, not a widespread event at all. And then I'm thinking after 4 o'clock into 5 o'clock, we will be all in the clear, so we can put that rain gear away and maybe get to enjoy a sunset there as we see things clear out. So let's look at that futurecast to see how things pan out. So there we go at 8 o'clock, definitely lots of cloud cover, and as that front goes through, you'll see a little bit of moisture behind it, just some speckles there, mainly in our southern lying counties. And then as we go through the lunch hour, again, just lots of clouds and just scattered chances of rain there, and then we start to clear out in the evening hours, and we've got the all clear overnight, which will allow those temperatures to drop just a bit. And then Sunday, we've got plenty of room for sunshine as there's not going to be a cloud in the sky until we get into those overnight hours. We'll start to see some light clouds move in into Monday. So your weekend as a whole, going to need that rain gear handy for just a few more hours here for your Saturday, warming up into those upper 60s. Then we have a pretty cool start to your Sunday with temperatures in the upper 30s, but then we will warm up with lots of sunshine into the 60s. So again, a wet start to the weekend, but we will end up with sunny conditions and breezy conditions this afternoon and into your Sunday. That's your forecast, and we'll be right back.
Weather headlines on News Channel 6, brought to you by Jamie Casino Injury Attorneys. Children First on News Channel 6 is sponsored by Bridgestone.
There's a lot to the...
Interiors Market has the coolest new furniture and accessories, all at unbeatable prices. Check out this sectional for only $18.99, or this one for $9.99. Need a new bed? This King upholstery bed is only $6.99. And right now, get 50% off all of our mattresses. These are just some of the unbeatable deals at Interiors Market. So stop in and let our friendly staff show you around. Shop today, Interiors Market, across the street from Weinberger's Furniture.
Domestic violence affects millions every year, but recognizing the signs can save lives. Isolation, manipulation, and controlling behavior are all red flags. Physical aggression is never acceptable. It's not just about the bruises, it's about the fear it instills. Psychological abuse can be just as harmful and leave scars that may never heal, affecting self-esteem and relationships long after the abuse ends. Break the silence and reach out for help. There's a community waiting to support you. Visit safehomestv.org for support and resources. Together, we can end domestic violence.
Now, WJBF sports coverage you can count on.
The South Carolina women's basketball team entering Friday 6 wins from what would be the 10th perfect championship season in NCAA women's basketball history. They're 30-0 and hosting the first 2 rounds of the NCAA tournament in Columbia. Our Kira Goldstein was at Colonial Life Arena and has more.
It was a very exciting first round of the NCAA tournament between South Carolina and Presbyterian right here inside Colonial Life Arena. Now, these two teams know each other very well. They met back in December with South Carolina getting a 70-point win, but Friday night's game looked a little bit different. The Gamecocks were without 2 of their starters, Camila Cordoso and Bree Hall. But that didn't stop South Carolina from jumping out to an early lead. Malaysia Fulwiley kicked off a 12-2 run that would put the Gamecocks up by 17 at the end of the first frame. She had 17 points on the night, and the Gamecocks take a 23-point lead into the locker room. Third quarter, 8:35 on the clock. Tahina Pau from beyond the arc. She'll give South Carolina a 28-point lead. And then in the final frame, up by 34, Chloe Kitts will pull up for the jumper. She had a game-high 21 points on the night, which matches her career high. She was 9 for 9 as South Carolina gets the win over Presbyterian 91-39. Freshman Malaysia Fulwiley and head coach John Staley spoke post-game about the importance of working on...
Now, WJBF sports coverage you can count on.
The South Carolina women's basketball team entering Friday 6 wins from what would be the 10th perfect championship season in NCAA women's basketball history. They're 30-0 and hosting the first 2 rounds of the NCAA tournament in Columbia. Our Kira Goldstein was at Colonial Life Arena and has more.
It was a very exciting first round of the NCAA tournament between South Carolina and Presbyterian right here inside Colonial Life Arena. Now, these two teams know each other very well. They met back in December with South Carolina getting a 70-point win, but Friday night's game looked a little bit different. The Gamecocks were without 2 of their starters, Camila Cordoso and Bree Hall. But that didn't stop South Carolina from jumping out to an early lead. Malaysia Fulwiley kicked off a 12-2 run that would put the Gamecocks up by 17 at the end of the first frame. She had 17 points on the night, and the Gamecocks take a 23-point lead into the locker room. Third quarter, 8:35 on the clock. Tahina Pau from beyond the arc. She'll give South Carolina a 28-point lead. And then in the final frame, up by 34, Chloe Kitts will pull up for the jumper. She had a game-high 21 points on the night, which matches her career high. She was 9 for 9 as South Carolina gets the win over Presbyterian 91-39. Freshman Malaysia Fulwiley and head coach John Staley spoke post-game about the importance of working on defense moving forward in this tournament.
I feel like the first quarter we gave up a whole lot of backdoor cuts, a whole lot of open shots. So coach told us to lock in on us and play some good defense. And I feel like all of us took that personally.
She's been good offensively. She's got a lot of work to do defensively, and she knows it. So we're not gonna, I think sometimes as a young player, the amount of points really camouflages what's really happening out there, especially on the defensive side of the basketball. I told her she scored 17, but she gave up 19. That's bad math. I hope she hears it too, so she can challenge herself to get some stops. But proud of her. Obviously, we know that she can put points on the scoreboard. Her process is to continue to try to get incrementally better defensively.
Next up, for top-ranked and undefeated South Carolina is number 8 UNC. The Tar Heels are another team that South Carolina took on in the regular season. They got a 7-point win on the road in Chapel Hill, and they'll look to get another one here at Colonial Life Arena on Sunday. In Columbia, Kira Goldstein, WJBF Sports.
And in the NCAA men's tournament, the Clemson Tigers lost a close game in Memphis earlier this season. As for their trip on Friday, let's just say there was little suspense. They led 42-28 at the half over New Mexico. They win 77-56. They will take on Baylor in round 2. That does it for morning sports.
The 2023 sell-down event at Waynesboro Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Save over $5,000 on the 2023 Jeep Compass Latitude Lux.
Beat the deadline now through the end of the month.
Take the short drive on Highway 25. Good to go Waynesboro.com.
By the power. Over the years, thousands of people have gotten their hands on one. And who knows, you could be next. Win your very own Good Morning Augusta coffee mug at WJBF.com/coffee club. Sponsored by Honda Cars of Aiken.
Massive markdowns like never before.
Huge inventory. The final sell-down at Waynesboro Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Save $9,000 on a Jeep Gladiator Rubicon 4x4. Good to go. Waynesboro.com.
Sherry, we're getting a little break from the rain right now.
Yeah, so a little break right now, but don't put the umbrellas away just yet because we still have a chance of some scattered showers over the next couple of hours. But by early afternoon, though, we should have the all clear, and we're back to sunshine on Sunday. Just might be a little breezy, but sunshine's good.
Sunshine is good. And thank you for joining us. We're back at 9, so come on back, okay?